Hi, hey, and all those other greetings of adventurers. I'm Jake Spins, welcoming you guys back to my gaming and unboxing channel, where we have another episode of Build Me a Dream. Now, in the previous episode, we ended up making Bianco Hills from Sunshine, and I did say that I wasn't planning on making this a whole entire series, but I said that with Sonic Adventure, so you really never know what's going to happen. And honestly, this could just be the second one I decide to do and just not do more. But the thing is, when you have an idea and you keep building on it so much that you just kind of can't stop thinking about it, there comes a point where you just have to say, I'm gonna do it. Seriously, I've been thinking about this for like the last 3 days, and I just made Bianco Hills. The video just got its post-commentary done yesterday. Alright? And usually it takes me ages to do that stuff. I literally got home from work, took my picture for Bianco Hills thumbnail, as well as the end part, and then came over here after a few Smash matches and set this up to record. So, yeah, it is that stuck in my head. But anyway, though, guys, hopefully you are pretty stoked about the fact that we have a earlier wait for episodes, because I know it's about a month or two depending on Mario Maker stuff. Just gonna let you guys know, do not get used to it, because I can't make one a week. It's unfortunate that I can't do that, but creatively and time-wise, it's just not feasible. It just so happens that I really wanted to do this. So, anyway though, guys, let's get jumping into the video, where it's only been like 2 minutes. I've had to make like 3 cuts already, probably. But let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to more Build Me a Dream with the post-commentary section. So, in the intro, I ended up saying that the last time I posted was 3 days ago. Well, that's from when I ended up making this. Long story short, this ended up getting postponed due to a few things, and it's been 2 months. Those few things being that I just couldn't get around to actually testing the stage with actual people, and this kind of made it a little difficult to do the post-commentary because I didn't know if I was going to change anything. And, of course, as always, I don't know if I'm going to repeat stuff that I say in the outro, so I do apologize for that. But, it is 2 months, you know, so I guess that gives me sort of a pass. And if you're curious, in that 2 months, essentially, we've done a full entire playthrough of Sonic 1. We've done 20 different streams of Animal Crossing New Horizons. Heck, this isn't even on the same Switch that I'm currently using now, because I have the Animal Crossing Switch. It's insane how much has changed. Like, I'm not even consistently doing Mario Kart Tour, and I used to do that all the time. It's ridiculous. But even though this did take a while for unfortunate reasons, we are here, and it's better late than never. And this stage, while it is one of my favorites, and a big part of that is because of how much I've actually been able to fit inside of the entire stage, there are a few quirks and issues with it that, unfortunately, I can't change because of how I made the stage. So as you see with the main platform, I figured that it would maybe save more space if I had the two connected. Well, this caused a problem, as if you landed in the pit, then you couldn't die. If you were playing as characters such as Peach, then this was an even bigger issue, as Peach has the float and would then be stuck down there. So my brilliant idea was to end up putting a cannon there and to essentially make it to where if you fell down, you just get shot down and you would die. However, what ended up making this a big issue is that for some reason, CPU characters seem to kind of gravitate to this every once in a while. So this is unfortunately going to be a stage that isn't going to be great versing CPUs. However, it's going to be hopefully pretty fun with friends. And there's a lot to this stage. A lot of the stage actually isn't necessarily the building. It's more so adding details as well as adding a ton of movement and just trying to tweak everything. Because in Ricco Harbor, there's a lot that I could have done for this stage. Just like in Bianco Hill, there's a lot of different points, and I felt like trying to mash the whole entire level together, that was the best thing to do. I felt Ricco Harbor was pretty much the same. But the main focal point to Ricco Harbor is the fact that it's a harbor and that you have a lot of water on there, as well as the giant boat. So I thought it would be pretty cool to have a boat being there that was synced up to the water. In fast speed, it looks kind of weird, but once I start talking about it and you see it in full speed, it should look pretty natural and pretty calming. Another thing that you can probably see is that I put the warps in there because a big thing in Sunshine is the underground type of rail system, and the big reason I decided to do that for this one and not Bianco Hill, and it's probably the only reason I'm going to do it for this one, is because it's actually a natural progression inside of Ricco Harbor to jump into that underground grate area and then go all the way up to where the crates are and where a few of the other shines are, where the boss is, where you have that whole entire fruit section where you get Yoshi and stuff. Unfortunately, I don't have enough room because it is a Smash stage to put something like the fruit dispensers, which honestly are a lot less important of a focal point, and yeah, I felt like putting this stuff in was just way better. And I actually really like how I did the grate system because it's quick, it's swift. Originally, I was going to have it to where you could just kind of tunnel under and walk under like an actual tunnel you can fight through, but spacing-wise and not being able to dive through that just didn't really work and make sense to me, unfortunately. So I decided to scrap that and realize that the warp system would be much more intuitive because then you could all just warp, and when I fought on it with my siblings, there's actually a lot of strategy that you can use through this as, your momentum carries, and you can actually jump out of it. So you can go out of it doing an aerial. You can dodge final smashes by using this thing, and I just think that it is super, super cool. Alongside that, you might see a few things that are going to kind of shift and change a lot. The boat is pretty much done at this point, other than a few things where, rocking back and forth, the speed of which it's going up and down. But essentially, I wanted to give it that little shiny floor type of aesthetic. Dude, I forgot about the F thing. I think the silo is pretty much where all that happens. But for the boat, I wanted to make sure there's that shiny floor look, and having that silver there, it looks pretty good. As far as I know, you can't out of bounds with this, and I'm very much hoping that you can't. And there's been a lot of stuff that I tested. Now, I think I do say this in the outro for the silo. My biggest issue with this stage is the fact that the main silo, it was very hard not to make it look like it could be compared to something inappropriate. Now, the reason why this is a big problem is that if Nintendo deemed it looking inappropriate, even if that's not what it's supposed to be, then they could potentially decide to take it down. The other thing that ended up being an issue was I had to go through a ton of things of, the door being implemented because it's the same layer, so sizing it correctly and, making sure it fits in the background, and with the grate, making sure it's not too high or too low. And, this system, it's pretty tricky to do. Honestly, there's not a whole lot that's going on in the stage itself. So I think talking about Ricco Harbor itself would actually be pretty good. So Ricco Harbor as a stage, it's not necessarily one of my favorite stages. As you guys know, I decided to go in order with Sonic Adventure, and now I'm deciding to do that with Sunshine, just because I figured it would be kind of fun. And recent events do make me a little worried about the final stage in Sunshine, but it's whatever. We'll figure it out. I might just call it Crown Mountain instead or something. But for Ricco Harbor, I think it's got some pretty cool stuff. You know, you've got that whole entire concept of the blooper riding, which is frustrating as all get out, but it's also super, super fun and super just intuitive. And you have the whole thing where you have to get the red coins, then you go into the sewer system, and oh my gosh, it is really tricky, but really, really fun. It's kind of a mixed bag. Like, I don't hate the stage, but I just don't really like it as much as other ones. I've also never really thought about which one would be my favorite Sunshine stage. For building, though, as I said, it's great just because, you know, there's so much that I can add and wanted to add. A big question was, should I add this pier? Is it going to mess with the boat? And just slowly being like, okay, I have more space, I can integrate more stuff, and a lot of most of this is just going to be trying to fix the silo. But I did end up adding the crates, and sorry, I'm going back and forth, but with this whole fast-paced thing, you guys know, I have trouble with that. But I'm still trying anyway. But for the crates, I ended up realizing there's enough space, and look at how much space there is. There's so many things that I could have done at this point, and that I did do, and that's why I'm so proud of this, because I was able to put crates in the background. I was able to put ones that you could fight on, and have a unique fighting background. And while, yes, the ceiling is extraordinarily high, and it does make trying to fight and kill opponents very difficult, I still think that it's fun because there's a lot of different techniques that you could do. There's a lot of places that you can fight on. And I later on did put 2 cannons in that little pit, just specifically so that if you did fall down there, you would end up, you know, dying and going to waste. Now another big thing, just detail-wise, that I decided to add were those little crates as little floor things. It does kind of change up the style a little bit, but not by too much. Just adding more texture, but that's supposed to be the little bricks and that cement type of creation thing that's right before the manhole that they have. Anything past that, just imagine it exists. You jump off the boat, and you got your little Pianta friends that are like, oh, hey, it's nice to see ya. Oh, hey, it's bright and sunny outside. I want to give you some shades. You know, that part, it's implied. The little guy who's like, oh, hey, I want to sell you some fruit. I want to make some money, make everybody's summer great and amazing with all the watermelons and durians. That guy, he's implied. You see the edge, but that edge, it's an imagination line, you know? That little imagination type thing. But yeah, I think I'm going to talk about a few later things just because we're pretty close to the end. I did have to change some stuff and get rid of some stuff as well. A lot of it is the sand block for the silo, because I added Gooper Blooper. I added the little arm, and it actually moves up and down, and it's a different sync to the water in the boat, which is just super fun and super cool. I didn't have to try to make it that much either. I did have to change the blocks a little bit, just to make sure that it didn't stick to the other blocks and make it moving up and down, which was kind of a weird thing. But hey, I think it's cool. Hopefully you guys like the stage. Sorry if I'm a little rambly, but hopefully you still enjoyed it. And yeah, we're going to be taking it back to past spins to talk about my thoughts after building it. Alrighty guys, here you go.
Ricco Harbor from Super Mario Sunshine. Is it the most complicated stage ever? No, it really isn't. But honestly, I had a lot of fun building this stage. While yes, I did have some frustrating moments with Bianco Hills, despite me enjoying that stage, I didn't really have that many for this. Honestly, if anything, it was pretty much just the whole entire silo with the secret entrance because I wanted to make sure that it didn't look, let's just say, bad. Basically, Nintendo misinterpreting and taking it down because, unfortunately, because this is a very simple tool, granted, you can do very cool things with it, but because this is a simple tool, you have to be extremely careful about how you go about things and how you place things. Now, of course, as you guys saw in the video itself, I went back and forth from a ton of things. I was trying my best to figure out how I wanted to do this, and the reasoning is because I had a ton of ideas. Seriously, I was originally going to have the boat in the middle, and then I realized I'll have it to the left, and all of these ideas just started to sprout, and literally like an hour before work, I had this whole entire stage built inside of my head, and I said to myself, there is no way you can do all of this, and I pretty much did all of it, except for having like something jump up top. There was a point where I did get a little worried though, and that was with the one saving grace of a platform, because down there with the cannons, granted, it probably used more space up. I honestly don't know, but I originally thought, okay, well, if you fall down there, you're probably going to fall into the blast zone, and good thing I checked it, because you don't. But I didn't want to redo it, so I put the cannons there, and problem solved. And also, thankfully, because of the camera, the boxes, you don't see anything past that green box anyway, so not really a worry. And the boat, you get to see most of the boat. You get to fight on most of the boat, which I'm very happy about. And at first, I was thinking maybe not adding the dock as much as I had wanted to. But then I was like, you know what? It'll give more space, and sure, it'll be a lot harder to actually fall in that area, which I wanted to have that gap. But since it's moving up and down, it's rocking, it's just better to have it like this. And yeah. So I like how it is, and the blooper, I thought about it before, and I was like, I probably wouldn't be able to add it, and then I was like, oh, cool, I am able to add it, just for the sheer fact of how it worked out, and I'm glad that I was able to do that and make everything look great. Also, if you are a little bit curious, these two blocks right here are supposed to be these little bricks that for some reason are just at the side of the silo. And then, of course, these are supposed to be the manhole covers that you ground pound, and then you don't warp, you just actually go down and you walk around. But that would have been way, way too difficult. Granted, had I realized about the whole cannon thing before, maybe I could have figured something out. But it's really not that big of a deal. And I'm sure I could have figured out a way to save space here and here. But of course, I really don't need to do that. And if I really wanted to, I can play around with it. But anyway, though, I'm probably going to repeat a lot of that inside of the post-commentary stuff for when we're actually doing the fast part. But now we get to go on to a very fun part. And something that I'm extremely happy with is a lot of these stages that I'm making, because they're a little more obscure, or they're just not used as much, I guess, or they're just from a game with other music in. Sorry, want to make sure I don't know why my brain is focused so much on spelling correctly, but apparently it is. But a big issue half the time is the fact that the music for the stage I'm building is not in there. For Sonic music, there's not a lot of Sonic music. So you have to be very lucky, especially since a lot of them are theme songs, which can be good, but at the same time, when you're trying to build specific stages, have specific themes, it doesn't really work. But in this case, along with Angel Island, and I think those are literally the only two stages I've built so far, other than, well, Bowser's Castle, that actually have the appropriate music to go alongside it. This is the exact music. This is Ricco Harbor for Ricco Harbor, and that is just awesome that that's in there. Granted, it's kind of weird that they specifically chose Ricco Harbor. I guess out of all of them, it would be the best, but the music that stands out to me the most is probably Serena Beach. Granted, I do not like that stage at all in Mario Sunshine, but it's still the one that sticks out the most. Alright, so unfortunately, in this one, we do not have a blooper to be able to fight like we were with the Piranha Plant, so I'm gonna have to do something different, and why I didn't think about this before, where is Bowser Jr.? Because we could actually fight him. Or Larry. No, I'm kidding. We're going to fight Bowser Jr. And we don't want him on level 3. I'm not going to fight a level 9 because level 9s in this game are just insane. And we're just trying to have fun, test the stage out. And I can't do that if my butt's getting whooped. I'll be honest. And those path blocks, they can't blow up because they don't have an actual bomb area to go. Well, now I'm actually kind of curious. Does Bowser Jr.'s bomb hit? Alright, are we actually just going to fight completely on this boat? Because this is the exact opposite place I figured we'd be fighting. And then I throw him completely over to that area. I needed to psych him out. Alright, alright. He's coming over here. Oh, I didn't mean to double psych him out. But hey, you know what? It kind of worked. I'm kind of glad I got rid of that whole silo platform thing, because that just felt really awkward. I don't know how... shoot! Alright, that in and of itself is going to be a bit of an issue. You're an idiot. Why did you do that? Alright, apparently CPUs cannot play on this stage, by the way. So that's kind of unfortunate, and I don't think I have the ability to add a wind box unless I got rid of stuff, and yeah, that's not gonna... Oh, is it really just that broken for CPUs? Is it really? Are CPUs just that dense? Because, like, I was down there and I was like, well, this isn't gonna work. So then I just walked into the cannon and he's just like... Alright, I'm gonna follow you, I guess. Well, that's an unfortunate showcase. The fortunate part, though, is that human players would not do that. And I do want to keep it to where you can fall down there and have it be a semi-platform, because that just looks better, I would assume. I mean, you could still fall down, and you could argue that I should put a grabbable ledge, but my fear is because of the grabbable ledge over here, which I don't know if you can even really grab, that there would be kind of a magnet type of problem. But again, fighting with people is going to be very different, and I always test these before I upload them. So if it does end up being an issue, I can try to fix it. There definitely is enough space to be able to mess around with, because a lot of the stuff is more so aesthetic than gameplay. And usually I have an issue with trying to do aesthetic, but no, I had absolutely no problem. Oh, dude, the triple spike! Aw, dude, come on. That's 4 different spikes. Dude, I'm practicing my spike game. Come on, Bowser Jr. Aw, that time I missed. Well, now it's getting stale. I died from it, though! Alright, well, I guess that is technically well-deserved. So I'll just... No? No, he's not gonna fall for that? Come on, you're... I know you're dumb enough. Oh, come on, I got another spike, too. No, I literally just hit that back air, too. He knows exactly what he did. He knows exactly. What is this match? This match is disgusting. Oh my god, Bowser Jr. Dude. Dude, now I just need to just completely annihilate you. I mean, I guess I could just set you on fire, but... I'm sure there's laws against setting, turtle kids on fire, but, you know. In Mario Sunshine, if they're impersonating a grown version of you, or a shadow version of you, then I guess the rule kind of gets a little skewed. Probably things I should not say or talk about, because I'm sure comments are going to be like, what is wrong with you? I'm just going to formally apologize now. But anyway, though, I think we're about to... Yes! No! Come on! Let me... There we go. I was going to say, let me KO you in the coolest way possible. You know, I'm liking the boat even more than I thought I would. Like, I liked it before, and I really wanted to make sure I did it. But even though it's a very simple design, and it doesn't necessarily 100% go with the boat, I think it looks nice. Aw, dude, you're not gonna... Well, I guess it wouldn't be a Sunshine thing unless he did something like that, so... I guess I can't be too upset about the whole Shadow Mario thing. I know there's somebody going to be like, why do you just keep using aerials? And honestly, I just was practicing aerials trying to get the Bianco Hill picture with Mario, so... I'm also interested in maybe trying to, like, have a base of Mario to be able to play as. Just, you know, not to main, but just to have, you know? Just to have the skill set of. And come on. Alright, well that's not going to do it. We're both pretty much matched in damage. Okay, never mind. He could very easily kill me. I could very easily kill him. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, there we go! Alright, sometimes you just have to go, wow! I guess Mario would have gone, woohoo! And then, you know, it counts as a death. Sometimes catchphrases do kill. So be careful with the catchphrases you say. Anyway, though, guys, if you enjoyed Ricco Harbor, make sure to hit that like button, share this out with everybody known love, brother, mother, sister, father, iguana. And also, if you guys decide to make any Sunshine stages like Bianco Hills or Ricco Harbor, make sure to share them out with me because I would love to see your stages. I would love to try them. And just curious, because I made these very close together, which one do you guys like? Aesthetically, gameplay-wise, do you like Bianco Hills better, or do you like Ricco Harbor better? Honestly, it's hard for me to choose because I made both of them. So, personally, I think they both win. But I think they're pretty much at a similar scale for me, personally. But, yeah, soon Bianco Hills will be uploaded, and I'm not sure when this will be uploaded, but I'm definitely excited to see what you guys think, and I'm definitely excited to play on this with some friends, try this out with some actual people, and maybe adjust a few things. I don't know specifically what yet, but I'll at least try. Anyway, though, guys, hopefully you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Keep yourself safe.